Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com. Skip's Marysville Music Cafe, with lessons, in-person and personalized. Instruments including guitars and amps, horns, strings for instruments, and a myriad of music and sound equipment. Skip's Marysville Music Cafe.
Yesterday, but there was a few drops in the bucket. Yeah.
Mr. Chair and board members, let's start with Director Vasquez.
Here.
Director Hasty.
Here.
Director Matthews.
Here.
Director Bradford.
Here.
Director Blazer.
Here.
Director Fletcher.
Here.
And Director Fuhrer.
Yes.
Very good.
Great, thank you. Director Blazer, will you lead us in the pledge, please?
Please stand and salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Great, thank you. Jim, can you read public comment, please?
Yes, thank you. Public comment is an opportunity for members of the public to address the board of directors on any subject matter that is not on the meeting agenda and is within the board's subject matter jurisdiction. Public comment periods are limited to 3 minutes per person, and the total amount of time for public comment is 15 minutes. Persons participating by way of a video conference or teleconference shall ensure their audio is muted at all times except when the board chair announces public comment periods. At those designated times, members of the public wishing to speak shall enable their audio and state their name for the record. When multiple members of the public wish to speak, the clerk will determine the order of speakers and announce their names accordingly. To ensure proper conduct, the board reserves the right to mute the audio and video of any member of the public violating a generally accepted principles and decorum of official public meetings. We'll start with public comment in the room. Mr. Chair, Marike is first.
Great, thank you. Marike, we'll let you go first this morning.
Dear Yuba Water Agency, and I mean it, you have become dear to me. When I speak here, I do have the sense of being heard, which is quite a nice experience for someone from the foothills of Yuba County. I might not always feel understood, though. Sometimes it feels like my name is Cassandra instead of Marike. Let me tell you a story. In November, I came here first for a crash course in public speaking. You approved a grant application to North Yuba for a study to be done by Provost and Pritchard into the possibilities of selling conserved water outside the boundaries of the service area. You approved it because it was only a study. Charles and I tried to tell you that this grant and your good name on it would give North Yuba legitimacy to pursue such ends, and North Yuba would much rather sell our water, Yuba County's water, your water, for top dollar to the south than sell it for a little price to the little people of the foothills. And so it happened. We just learned that North Yuba is going ahead with signing water sales contracts with 6 big irrigation districts in the Central Valley, undoubtedly using your grant as justification, even without sharing the content of the report that no one has seen yet, We don't know what the content is, but their narrative could be the big Yuba Water Agency granted us money for this study, so they are supporting the idea for us to do these sales. They could have approached it this way. I don't know. I wasn't there, but it's entirely possible. You know, we all have seen examples that North Yuba isn't always necessarily truthful in their correspondence. They hire a PR firm to write for them, sit in meetings and answer questions on their behalf. And North Yuba has been seen pushing more flattering narratives than reality allows for. So I'll wrap up. It comes to this. You approved a grant into studying possible water sales. As Yuba County customers, we are now delivered what we are owed. And the Central Valley, with its big attorneys, are being offered to buy our water instead. There isn't even the decency to serve us and then sell what's left. Your good name was available to legitimize this move. The little special district that could made fun of you and delivers a devastating blow to its customers, your constituents. I can only hope that we are not little to you. Thanks for your support.
Thank you. Any additional public comment in the room? I don't see any online either. Do you see any?
I do not.
Okay, we will move on to consent items.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, I have a first and a second. Is there any public comment on the consent agenda? Okay, seeing none, any board comment? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, consent agenda passes. Next, we will move on to discussion items. Item 4, consider approval of a MOU between Yuba Water Agency, the City of Wheatland, and the University of California Center for Information Technology Research in the interest of society and the Bontano Institute, UC Citrus, to develop mutually beneficial research projects and/or collaborative partnerships. Morning, Terry.
Good morning. Thank you. I bring to you this morning a non-binding MOU. As you probably remember, one of the highest ranked catalyst projects in our economic development strategic plan is the establishment of a research center in Yuba County. So we've been working for the past couple of years to really establish the foundational relationships for that research center. So now we bring you this MOU for your consideration. The purpose of this document is really to document the parties' intentions to work together to establish this research center. So in addition to Yuba Water, the parties to this MOU are the City of Wheatland, who has already secured donated property for an actual building research center. And Citrus, which is the Center for Information Technology Research in the Interest of Society. So it's a research institute that is based at UC Berkeley, and it also includes UC Davis, UC Merced, and Santa Cruz. And this research institute combines technology with areas in our agency act. So they do research into things like, how do you use technology with infrastructure like levees, wildfire prevention and the health of our watershed, power and energy, and water, of course. And so there are 3 parties to the MOU right now. Our intention is to, Beal has been working with us over the past couple of years. As you probably know, Beal just had a command change. And we have talked with the new commander who is receptive to the idea. Our approach is that we would like to take this MOU signed by the 3 parties right now. And when our general manager goes to visit with the new commander at the end of this month, we'll be taking that signed MOU with him to invite the commander to sign as well. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, comments from the board?
Super exciting. Very exciting. I really appreciate it. I know it takes a long time to get stuff. Anytime an MOU is signed at Beal Air Force Base, it takes a long time, a lot of work, and a lot of commanders. So I really do think this is a great project. And with that, I'll move approval of this item.
Thank you. Have a first, have a second?
And through the chair, I couldn't agree more. Great step forward. This is as big as a university coming to the county. This could be huge for the county in the future. So I will make that second.
Okay, I have 2 seconds. So I think Director Vasquez was first. He snuck in there. So I just want to say this is absolutely amazing and exciting, and I think you did a great job presenting it today. So I hope maybe we'll be sharing some information later about this MOU and our approval once we vote on it. Anyway, so with that, any public comment on this item?
Public. Hi, my name's Tom Quarter. Most of you know me. It's been a while. I've been doing quite a few things. However, I would like to express my, I would like to say, do not sign on to this or approve this MOU. It's just another government getting bigger. And who's going to pay for the salary of these people? Is it coming out of taxpayer coffers? What are we going to get from it? I mean, we've been living on this planet for quite a while. River's been here for a long time. What else do we need to learn about the rivers? I mean, we know the Yuba and the Feather could probably be dredged, and that would help fish in the environment. But, you know, the leaders a long time ago decided, well, had a big fight over who was going to get the gravel. Okay, so I'm just saying that I would like you guys to think a lot longer and a lot harder before you cement taxpayer money in our commitment to this MOU. I also think that the feds need to stay out of it. Yeah, they're out there, but you know, there's a lot of things that they can do without us interfering because of the nature of their job out there. And so I just like to express my opinion and say, please do not approve this MOU. Thank you.
Thank you. Any additional public comment on the item or comment from the board? Okay, with that, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion passes. Next, we will move on to item 5, receive a presentation from interns on projects completed during the 2022 summer intern program. Teresa, good morning.
Having us. So I have the pleasure of introducing 2 of our interns today. As you all know, this is our 6th year sponsoring the summer internship program. This year we hosted a total of 8 interns. Our summer internship program provides an amazing opportunity to explore a wide variety of training and learning experiences within Yuba County. And it in turn gives us staff, the mentors, a chance to develop and bring talent to Yuba County. So each of our interns will be doing a presentation, and we're scheduled 2 for today and then a couple more over the next 2 board meetings. So today we have Sydney Schrader and Evelyn Rea to present. So Sydney is our community impact intern. She's been working with Jackie and she is going to be giving her presentation.
Yes.
Let's
Alrighty. So like Teresa said, my name is Sydney and I was the community impact intern for this summer. So I was raised in Yuba County pretty much my whole life. I attended all of the local schools. I lived in Browns Valley and experienced the rural side of Yuba County. So Bullard's Bar, Collins Lake, Lake Francis. My education, I attended Browns Valley Elementary School, Marysville Charter Academy, Marysville High School, and then I did attend college for a little bit. I transferred to Chico State to get a degree in liberal studies for teaching. I have an AA in behavioral sciences that I got in 2020 and a BA in liberal studies I will be getting this month. Better? So I was a community impact intern, and I learned about this internship through my family. It provided me an opportunity to be a member of the community impact team, and I was responsible for developing a water conservation education program, and this allowed me to challenge myself outside of an academic setting. So what started off as one program kind of turned into 3 separate programs. I started with the water conservation kits, the water conservation program for schools, and then the water conservation program for residential. So this is the water conservation kits. I was researching around to other water agencies and water districts and saw that a few of them had these kits that could be picked up by the residents and installed in their homes. They typically include a shower head, a couple aerators, garden hose nozzle, toilet leak tablets, and some of them had informational pamphlets as well. And then the next 2 are bigger programs that we're still working on. So this one's for schools. Ideally, we'd have someone go into the classrooms, probably around 3rd grade, and talk about Yuba Water Agency, the local Yuba River watershed, common ways that water is used in Yuba County, and how it's overused, like landscaping. We'd want them to take the water footprint quiz at home with their parents to kind of see where they're at with their water usage. And then we would send the students home with a soil moisture meter so that the kids could kind of experiment with that on their own. And ideally, we'd have a pamphlet as well that would tell the parents about this next program. So for the water conservation residential, we are hoping to partner with a landscaper that specializes in drought-tolerant landscaping. We are thinking maybe $1,000 grants to 50 homes for the pilot program, and the goal is to reduce water usage in homes to meet the state mandate of 20%. So I learned a lot at my time here. I learned what community impact is all about and how important it actually is for the community. I learned how important it is to maintain all of my documentation, and I got to see how incredible the Yuba Water Agency is and how much they're doing for the community, and also how much Yuba County is doing. Thank you. Any questions?
Just a comment, Sydney. Thank you for your work on this. I know I had the opportunity to meet with you during your internship about these efforts, and in particular, the residential water conservation. I've had a lot of constituents ask about programs like that. We have a lot of agencies in surrounding areas, maybe not here in Yuba-Sutter, but down in the Sacramento region, that offer grants and things for conversion to drought-tolerant landscaping. And so I get that question a lot, what are we doing here? And so to have that looked at is really appreciated. And the thoroughness that you went through with respect to documentation and planning and all of those things that you showed me when we met was very impressive. And so I just wanted to say thank you for your efforts, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any additional comments? Okay, thank you.
Good morning, board members, staff, and guests. My name is Evelyn Raya, and I am the communication intern for the Yuba Water Agency for this year's summer program. Starting with my background, I was born and raised in Yuba City, California, and I'm currently enrolled in Yuba College. By the end of this year, I will have earned my AA and AS in mass communication, as well as my certificate in mass communication. My goal is to earn my BA in the incoming years while I gain more experience in my field to improve my knowledge and skills. I heard about the internship by my professor, and he recommended me to apply. At first, I didn't know what I was getting myself into, since I didn't know what the Yuba Water Agency was, but I did know It was a great opportunity and it was a good experience, and it will get my foot out the door. These are the contents that I'll be reviewing today. Wheatland's water meter installation media event, digital content creation for social media, YouTube channel for Yuba Water Agency, and the dam safety awareness video, and more. On my first day on the job, I was surprised to hear that I was going to be a part of the Wheatland's new water meter media event. I was able to record and develop the groundbreaking ceremony and share it to the public. Yuba Water Agency joined the City of Wheatlands for installation of new water meter during the groundbreaking ceremony for a comprehensive drinking water project. Here. There's sound. There's sound.
Oh, maybe you have to reshare it, huh?
No worries.
It's on me, Jack.
Following that, I also made digital content for social media that was informational and helped encourage the public to practice safety. For example, boat safety, life jacket safety, and watering your trees, especially during our heat wave and drought. I'm happy to announce that Yuba Water Agency is finally on YouTube. I was able to set up all the mission areas and the Tricky Yuba onto YouTube for an easier access for people. The QR code that I made was shared during the Peach Festival, and I, as well as my communications team, were able to inform and share the Tricky Yuba to the public. One of my major projects that I'm still working on is the dam safety awareness video. One of the steps of developing and producing a video is making a storyboard. This will help visualize and set an idea of how the video will begin and end. For this video, we also made a script for our narration portion. Our main goals of this video is to inform new employees about our dam safety program, as well as reducing the amount of time given for the training. Another project that I'm going to be making after the post-production of the safety dam video is the contractor safety awareness video. Having a visual aid to help demonstrate contractor safety can be beneficial to ensure safe work practices. Although the project of the dam safety video it's still under post-production, I did put together a short video to show the general idea on how the project would look like.
Yuba Water Agency operates under the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission's license requirements for Project 2246, which is the Yuba River Development Project. So that project consists of 3 dams and 2 powerhouses. 3 dams are Powerhouse Dam, Log Cabin Dam, and New Bullets Bar Dam. And 2 powerhouses are Colgate Powerhouse and the Narrows 2 Powerhouse.
Overall, that was very loud. Okay. Overall, I was able to gain a lot more experience by getting to know Premiere Pro more and knowing how to make QR codes, making GIFs, and so on. I really enjoyed helping making digital content for social media and being around all staff. Working for the Yuba Water Agency was the best experience and opportunity that I could ever ask for, and I will miss my time working here. Thank you.
Any board comments or questions?
I just want to say it was nice to meet you on your very first day of work, and you've done an amazing job. It was fun to see you, and then to see the things that you've done since then and progressed, and it's just wonderful, and appreciate you doing all the work you've done for the agency. It's fun to watch.
Great. I'd like to thank you for all the effort you put in there, and the program really was good. And I forgot to say to Cindy that the interns are a source of pride for the board in that it gives us faith in the youth of today that there is possibilities for positive outcomes. So thank you very much. That was a great job.
Yes, thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Oh, yes.
I just wanted to make one comment about our internship program. Teresa said it started 6 years ago. I just wanted you to know that it started by Brent Hastings, who called me and said, hey, there's this local kid who goes to UCLA in engineering. Could we use him as an intern? Yes, of course. And from there, our HR department and our managers and folks in the field have really made this a great program. I mean, the whole intention is, hey, we don't hire interns to come in and do filing for us. We hire interns to work on really meaningful, really great projects that we use and we implement. And so thank you, Brent. Nice legacy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Terry. I know that the meetings when we get presentations from interns are some of my favorite of the year. So super exciting. So keep doing the program, keep growing the program, and keep having presentations before the board. So thank you. No action here. So next we will move on to the manager's report.
So Director Bradford or Chair Bradford, these are your most favorite meetings of the year. These are my least favorite meetings of the year because I have to go after the interns. And in the past 2 years, it's just one meeting, right? We stacked 5 interns in it and great time. And then I have to go afterwards and I give my mundane and boring status of the agency. This year I get to do it 3 times. This is the first of 3. So this is great stuff. Now I realized, okay, you're the general manager. You can delegate and you can manage. How about I delegate the manager's report to interns next year, right? That's the idea. So future interns, beware.
Yeah, a general manager's intern. There we go. Right?
There you go. Okay, so status of the agency. I think we're doing well. New Bullard's Bar is at 761,000 acre feet, which is 104% of normal. You'll see in your packet there is kind of a statewide status of reservoirs, and New Bullard's Bar looks really good compared to the others. So I just wanted to point that out if you don't look at that portion of the report every week. We've had 717,000 acre feet of inflow since October, which is 62% of average year to date. Our power systems revenue for June, the forecast generation for June was 97,000 megawatt hours, and our actual generation was only 74,000 megawatt hours. And our revenue projection for June was $9.2 million, and we actually received $6.7 million. And last month, we reported the June CalISO energy numbers instead of the May energy numbers. So we're re-reporting those to be accurate this month. So for May, the CalISO average day-ahead energy price at Colgate was $68.77, with the high being $174 and the low being negative $4. And so actually for June, the CalISO average day-ahead energy price at Colgate was $71, with the high being $250 and the low being slightly negative. And earnings for Yuba per megawatt hour of generation for June was $95.27. 2 weeks ago, I reported that we had a very unusual unit trip at Colgate Unit Number 1. It was the first unit trip we've had that was kind of on us and not externally related, like transmission or lightning or weather. Like I reported, we investigated it and we did recalibrate the relay, and it wasn't anything catastrophic. It was just a relay setting, and it's a setting, as I explained, and we suspected, it's a setting that changes over time. So not only did we retest and recalibrate the relay, we've also developed a procedure to retest that particular factor, the third harmonic relay factor, every 5 years because the system changes over time. So all is well. The unit's been back online since actually the afternoon I reported the incident. No harm to the unit, and things are going well. Overall, all 4 units are back online. Narrows 1 is back from annual outage, came back the end of last week. So things are status quo until our series of fall outages this fall. So yes, our reservoir is doing well, but the state is still in significant drought. We have an interesting weather pattern. Apparently there's Hurricane Frank in the Pacific that is causing some monsoonal moisture, and we felt it mostly yesterday and the day before. Is super humid here. It'll last for another day or so and then move out, and it'll get back to above normal temperatures. The finance department has a new staff accountant who is slated to begin work on August 17th, and we'll have more information on the new hire in my next meeting report. The environmental specialist recruitment has yielded several qualified candidates, which is actually really good news. Panel interviews begin during the week of August 7th. And our administrative intern, Chris Egan, has accepted a new permanent job, and his last day with the agency is on Friday, August 12th. So another example of intern success. And I'm not going to say that we're the reason Chris got a permanent job, but I'll say I think the agency helps these young professionals. Terry came into my office maybe last week or the week before and said, Chris got a job. And I said, okay, isn't that what we want these young professionals to do? I think what her point was is she still had a bunch of work for him to complete before he went to work. So he was leaving prematurely. So Chris, if you're listening, good job. Congratulations. Chris has been an asset to our intern team and to the organization as he has assisted department managers with updating the HR exit interview process, research day commuter program, and held strategic plan focus groups. Chris continues to work on various projects and help close things out before his departure. And we like to thank Chris for his help with the agency. Is he going to give a report or? Okay, great. So you will hear from Chris before he leaves. The team is working with department managers to create consistent procedures and best practices for performance evaluations as it relates to the agency policy. Basic steps have been prepared and shared with managers, and human resources remains available to meet with managers to discuss the process for performance evaluations. Lastly, the agency continues to grow in headcount, and the team is working closely with department managers on defining their needs and justifying proposals for new positions. It is anticipated that once we meet with each department to review the structure and discuss operational needs, the staff will bring forth additional requests for new positions at a future meeting in the late fall. Communications and Public Affairs. There was a great article in the Appeal Democrat featuring our water education curriculum program after the board update 2 weeks ago. Dee Dee also partnered with the first grade teacher who was presenting at the last meeting for a 1-hour radio segment that following weekend on 93Q for their back to school show to talk about the curriculum. The National Journal story about forest health that included an interview with me ran about a week and a half ago, and it was also very well done, emphasizing the growing role that water agencies are having in the fight to get our watersheds healthy. We sponsored a Bear Yuba Land Trust Trail at Rice's Crossing, and they installed the sign last week. We'll look to have a photo op there sometime soon to officially announce the trail sponsorship. We're also sponsoring the Mountain County's reception dinner on Thursday night. You should have all received an invitation for that. We are sponsoring Dancing with Our Stars, a fundraiser for Adventist Rideout Foundation on the 20th. And later this month is the Beale Military Liaison Council Golf Tournament sponsorship, August 25th and 26th. And our next meeting is August 16th, regular meeting of the Board of Directors.
Great, thank you. Any questions from the board?
Through the chair, you showed us a picture of Hoover Dam having a major trouble with a generator. And could you enlighten us? You thought that would spark something of interest to all hydro projects.
Yeah, so just for the record, I showed that during our special board meeting last week, so it wasn't in our regular board meeting. I was made aware of it during that board meeting, and so we had a few minutes, so I showed the video. It was public, it was on all the news outlets, and what happened was, what we found out is a transformer explosion. So, you know, I don't want to say that those are common, but they do happen, and we in fact had one in, I think it was 1997. Colgate 1 transformer exploded. There's a picture in our office that shows the fire of the transformer, probably very similar to what happened at Hoover Dam. However, what we don't know, and we'll get the power systems team to investigate, is what was the root cause of that failure. There are common causes that have caused these types of transformer explosions and fires in the past. One is the insulator bushings, where basically the conductors leave the transformer. Those failed under pressure. Don't know that that was the case here. Don't know that, you know, that is the cause, but we will investigate that and report back, you know, what the cause was and do we have a similar condition on our units.
Okay. Anything else?
Yes. Okay. We talked once about vulnerability. This is kind of out there, but they're talking about increased solar flares and how it might affect power grids, something unusual coming, you know, fairly soon. Have you ever heard anything about that or experienced anything like that?
Yeah, I have heard that, have heard that there's potentially increased activity. The way I understand the power grid to work is a solar flare would cause like an increased voltage or similar situation on the grid. The way our grid is protected, like our generator was protected, as I reported 2 weeks ago, the grid is protected in a similar manner where it has instruments that are measuring, you know, volts, amps, watts on the grid. And if you get an over volt situation or over amp situation, it'll separate units from the grid. And then, you know, the grid's inspected for damage, and then, you know, units are put back online. So similar to a lightning strike. I mean, that would be the most common, you know, similar event is lightning strikes at over voltage on the system. So I'm not, you know, never experienced a solar flare outage, but I'm suspecting it would be similar to that.
Thanks.
Okay. Seeing no additional questions, we'll move on to board member comments. Thank you, Willie. So, no, Director Vasquez, no. Director Blazer, anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention that the county recently released the second quarter development update. And if you haven't seen, most of us have, but if you haven't, you should go, I guess, to Kevin Perkins and get one. It's very, very detailed, very impressive. It's a great group they've put together. Thanks.
Thank you. Director Fuhrer? No? Director Hasty?
I farm 3 parcels on Fruitland Road, also farm a parcel on Iowa City. So yesterday when I'm going from one ranch to the other, I forgot they're redoing the bridge. So I had to go through Loma Rica. And it brought back the time in the 70s at dinner time in the summer. We got a call from Mel Huntley that the Loma Rica was burning. So I loaded up hoses, sprinklers, shovels in my pickup and went up and spent the night with him. He sent his wife and 3 children down to spend the night at our home. The next morning, when we started to drive around, the fire didn't come to his house, it came close. The thing that was very outstanding is areas that had irrigated pasture were not touched at all, but areas that were not irrigated pasture was devastated. We all remember the big fire a few years ago with the big north wind. We lost friends in that fire. They got trapped in their homes. The point of what I'm trying to get over is that the fire resilience is part of our mission. And I believe our mission is to try to help the entire North Yuba area. And as I've suggested to our manager, that we might want to share and have a dinner with like the fire council to inform all the people in North Yuba that irrigated pasture is not only safety for people, it's safety for livestock, and it's safe for wildlife. If you can imagine areas that have no green pasture, have no safe harbor. And I think that we need to get this message out because there's big issues up there about how they could make irrigation, and there's issues of people that will not help them make irrigated. And I think it should be part of our mission to inform the people that the agency under water development is available to help people that ask for it. And I'm not trying to get in the politics of different boards, but I'm very much would like to get in the politics of information. And I think getting this information out to all the people in North Yuba is well worth our time.
Thank you, Director Matthews. Director Hasty, anything?
Sure, I was going to complain to Willie. You know, the temperatures are going back up to normal for next weekend. That is really a pain because, you know, my daughter's getting married on Saturday and I was hoping for this cool weather like this weekend. So really disappointed you didn't make this happen, Willie.
Yeah. Where's John James
Thanks.
When you need someone to complain
I know,
to
where's
about
John
the weather,
when I
right?
need him?
Yeah.
John is at the FERO conference right now, so he is doing something related to weather.
Director Fletcher, anything? Okay, and I don't have anything today either. So before we adjourn, just a reminder that there is a 10 o'clock ABP committee meeting in this room and a 10:30 special board meeting at our F Street office. So thank you, everyone.
Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com. Skip's Marysville Music Cafe, with lessons, in person and personalized. Instruments including guitars and amps, horns, strings for instruments, and a myriad of music and sound equipment. Skip's Marysville Music Cafe.